Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you are watching this. This is another round of my side events in Vegas. We're against Jarl. My sideboard was for, again, basically stacking, so I brought in my 1-for-4s, Waning Moon, Tunic, and we'll see who's going first here. Again, this is just me reviewing it. Looks like they have a heart. And let's see, our opening hand is a bunch of blues and a wildfire. Let's make this full screen here. Again, this is with me using a GoPro, which I was not a big fan of the style or positioning of it. So yeah, looks like it's their turn and they're just going to pass. Here, we get enough cards, I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's see here. Actually, since this is a review of gameplay, they're going to go full action point. They just want to go to Arsenal pass. I should Kano, see what we get, and then have wildfire sent to the bottom as well with the other stuff, because we're both drawing up, so I should do something at the end of their turn, whether it's just to get these cards moved to the bottom so we can get through our stack faster.
Sounds good.
Okay, either way is fine, because nothing crazy is going on. And sure, I might leak a little bit damage on myself.
You know, I'm gonna use a tiny dice for my tunic because I like these for other things.
And never forget your tunic triggers. We're going to scooch a little forward. We're doing Kano activation. We see another wildfire, which is kind of annoying. With this, honestly, I would just send the 4, pitching the blue and the wildfire, so that way we go wildfire and have 2 over. We can waning moon. So when we send 6 is what I would do here. I would just Spanish it. And that way we can play potion as our action, and we would have nothing to arsenal, but we would have double blue wildfire on our stack.
No, we'll leave that on top.
Honestly, it's fine. You can see it so that way we could have a double wildfire turn.
As my action point, I will play
a potion, and then we should waning moon using the wildfire and the gaze the ages. Yep.
Pay for moon, dealing 2.
That way we get it out of the way. Granted, they're just going to arcane barrier it, but we should have double blue wildfire as our arsenal. Let's scooch forward a little bit. No damage. Nope, too far. Let's see how we stack it up. Yeah, I'm like, wait, I gotta double check. I have double blue wildfire. I will be able to keep track of it in my head here on screen, but we'll see how we pitch here. Honestly, I would just, if I get the option, block with everything and send the, let's see here. I want to block with, I want to be able to play a card and to send wildfire down. So it might just be block with everything but Inferno, and just send Inferno pitching the wildfire, so we have double wildfire. Oh, they're so they arcane barriered and had nothing really left up except for to play. What was it? Let's back up real quick.
So I will let it die.
It looks like a channel. I'm guessing the one that makes everything cost 1 more. So if that's the case, I would go Kano pitching a blue and a wildfire. So that way we get Kano off the top. And then we would still have none, we would have none floating, but we'd have Sonic Boom there as well if need be. Otherwise, we could still send Inferno pitching the Sonic Boom. Not Sonic Boom, sorry, the wildfire and the blue. And then we couldn't waning moon because it costs 3. So maybe it would be pitch wildfire to Sonic Boom. And Arsenal the wildfire. No, Arsenal wildfire, sorry. Pitch the wildfire and the blue to Sonic Boom and Arsenal the Inferno.
Tunic before any game actions are made.
Obviously Tunic, yeah.
Action point, it'll be 4.
Yeah, I didn't pay the extra, but I think I catch it later here.
I will AB3, take 1.
I take 1.
And then Waning Moon for 2.
So I still have the available resources here. It covers this is 4. And this is going to cost me 1 plus 2 plus 3 is 5. So I'm actually short a resource here.
I will
I think I'm cheating.
AB2, floating 1.
Yeah, good Arsenal, yep.
But yeah, I didn't pay the proper amount if that's Channel Lake Frigid. I'm still short a resource because I was 1 and it'd be 2 and 3, which would have been 5. And then we're blue wildfire. I just put wildfire blue, which is what I pat Arsenal there. So I need to pitch that second card.
Yeah, you can pitch, yeah. I'm just saying before it resolves, yeah.
Okay, I'll pitch for Mangle.
Pitch for me.
Okay. And then I will play Crumble to Eternity. I will place a -1 counter.
They're playing Crumble Eternity. Tunic. So they should, no matter what, if you're. And then they're passing the turn. So with this hand, we're probably not going to do a whole lot. Let's see here. Yeah, see, I caught my. That is Channel Lake Frigid, so I did not pitch the right amount of cards. This should have been in my stack as well. Because it was 1, it would have been 2 and 3, which is 5, and I only pitched 4.
But at the end of the turn, enough resources were pitched.
So I caught it, but I did not pay the resources. This needed to be pitched as well. And here I'm talking about on camera, it would have been seen as well, which is me reviewing it. We have 2 potions here. They passed the turn playing Crumble to Eternity. Did not let this live. This Crumble Eternity is 0. Here we have blue, wildfire, blue. Realistically, we should just Kano, play the Sapphire. Tunic, obviously. I would do the Photon Splicing because I can use it to discard to amp additionally. Or we could play from Arsenal as well, pitching this, discarding this to amp and pitching this to Sonic Boom. And Tunic should be at 3 so we can Waning Moon. So I actually like that better if we're just playing off Arsenal. Pitching this to make Sonic Boom 4, send it, and then use Tunic to play that, and then we can Arsenal a Amulet, which I would Arsenal the Intellect one. I have since further decided I don't like the Intellect potion that much. It feels like a win more. I should discard the Amp. I don't need this additional card in my hand. I don't need the additional blue in the pitch.
Banish the top card if it's a wizard non-attack action, and reduce the cost by the damage.
But it is a block card, I'm guessing. So here on I would have hit with 1 on AB3, and then I can Waning Moon as well. I don't need that additional blue in my stack, because then we're Wildfire 3 blues, or 2 blues, 2 Wildfires, 3 blues now.
The requirement is I play a wizard non-attack action, or actually, sorry, any non-attack action.
We are trying to chip them. They take 1. They're at 38, we're at 30. Our stack is a little scuffed. I did do Arsenal that I wanted. I think we could have got a little bit more off of the Sonic Boom. We'll see what the card is. It'll be right next to the other potion, so that card there. And it is a Spindle. We discarded that. Sonic Boom hits for 1. It would have cost us 1. We could have sent Spindle, seeing 2 more blues, one of those being a Floodgate. And that would have been fine to put Floodgate blue to the bottom. They activate Heart of Ice. Command and Conquer with Dominate. So our unfortunate potion there is gone. So here I would probably just block with the non-Floodgate, so pop the bubble. And on our turn, we will send Spindle and Arsenal the potion. And we'll Waning Moon afterwards. The block would pop the bubble.
Says you.
Excuse me.
I kind of wanted the Arsenal. I thought it had been safe. I was expecting like not a Macho Grande, but any other thing but CNC. 6.
Yeah, we're just blocking the 3 here.
So it would have
Unfortunately, our potion has watery grave. So that's technically not supposed to happen there. It's from the arena in your arsenal. It doesn't count from the arena. So I'm not sure why I put the water grave down there, but now it's our turn. We should just spindle moon. Depending on what we see, if we see we don't want that in our pitch. Okay. So that's fine.
And then moon for 2.
We still get the floodgate into our stack, which is now double blue, double wildfire, 3 blues, and then floodgate.
Sounds good.
Oh, don't put your weapon in there. Grave.
And arsenal.
Either way, it's fine. We get an arsenal. This one doesn't matter that much if they see us again. But I prefer the spindle line. Whereas now, see if we had potion in arsenal, we would have another potion here. With this, it's just block 2.
Okay, some stuff sucked together.
Play spindle arsenal potion, and we can waning moon. So because spindle will come in for 5.
And then I will swing with Sledge of Anaheim, pitching Channel Like Frigid and Terra Sunder.
So you just block 2.
How much is it?
It's going to be 6.
6.
Yeah. Block the 6. Put our weapon back in our
That's
hands.
not scary at all. I'll present 6 block.
Okay.
They're on the big hammer, which is Sledge of Anaheim.
None for me.
But yeah.
Put Waning Moon in there.
See, now I finally realize my weapon's there.
Anywhere you need it to be.
No, I don't know why I keep putting it in the grave.
So now here we should just spindle and waning moon using our tunic resource. Spindle for 5.
Spindle for 5. 'cause
Now,
of
now that's our first blue under the floodgate, which is nice. Well, not necessarily our first blue because we are still doing the spindle opt.
I'll AB 3.
We get to not ward.
5, yeah, 2.
We get to opt 2.
Off 2. I'll move my hand over here.
Oh, yes.
I forget if this is a red or blue one. We could see
I'll leave 1.
that's just the red one. So we'll have 2 blues under a floodgate, putting us at blue, wildfire. 3 blues,
Go to arsenal.
floodgate 2 blues.
Alright.
We got a decent amount of cards, but I fear our stack is going to be a little weird with that destroying our tunic. We did not waning moon, which we should have.
Alright.
Of course, that's on stack, so yeah.
Yeah, this is an action.
That's an action.
No
But they'll lose their action point here. They're playing the one that destroys the equipment.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they picked the tunic so we don't have to worry about boots.
Frostbite. Still have the cute small ones.
But now we're going to be stuck with a frostbite for a decent amount of the time.
So I will pass to you. I have 1 card in my hand, so I'm
1 card in hand, no actions. We could Kano off the top to try and do some chip, but there's nothing really I want underneath this floodgate at the moment after the 2 draws. I was hoping they would attack so I can block more, but they're doing very slow game plan. Realistically, should be on my own turn here. Yeah.
Floating for 3 on it. Off the next.
Hopefully we get
arcane
something.
healing, non-attack action.
we're at 3.
For 3.
So now we'll just have a bunch of blues,
AB 3 for 2 force.
which is not bad to have overflow though.
And waning moon for 2 again.
I should Kano after this. Oh no, the AB 3'd.
Right.
So I should still be Kanoing.
So I have to pitch another card because of the ice.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. That's on
I'm
me.
messy. No, I'm messy. I'm supposed to be 4 and maintain rules here.
We both have to maintain the board state.
My apologies.
So yeah, we gotta maintain board state.
Just 2.
So honestly, I should just have discarded one of these to this here to amp. I should be doing this more often because I don't need these additional blues in my stack. Because now we have 3 blues underneath this floodgate. I should have just pitched it to make either Flare deal more or the Winning Moon deal more.
Yep. Nothing on ice. Heart is good.
Heart of Ice is activated again. So this turn, if we can keep 2 cards, it would be a Zap and the whatchamacallit here. Actually, I could full block 9 and then play Potion.
Play Winter's Bite. So this will first create 1 stack, I guess, creation of a Frostbite.
Yeah, they give me a Frostbite. I have to either discard a card, which I should just discard the Amp one, because I don't want it in my stack.
Discard.
Okay. That's
If I were to pitch anything, it'd be the overflow.
Floating nothing. 6.
And we don't want the potion broken, or whatever the fuck we have in there. I think it's a potion. And we'll have to pitch Aether Tide to play it, which is
Since
fine.
the frostbite.
Get our 3 Deja Vus out, which is sucky that it's Deja Vus and not any additional potions. And here I'm trying to remember what's actually in my stack, so I have, again, blue, blue, wildfire, wildfire, blue, floodgate, 3 blues,
Alright, alright.
3 blues, floodgate, 3 blues, and then
I will reveal
spindle, not spindle,
my ice card and Earth in Falling of the Crown.
swell tiding.
It's going to be 9 dominate on his bottom.
9 dominate. Honestly, I just block 9.
Dominate.
Indeed.
I'm gonna. Since
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get
you're
hit
hard,
a dominate, so
Kano,
that doesn't get
lock you
discarded. I
to
can at
a
least
5 first.
Nice.
White border eye.
white border eye. Then here I just tuck the
These are the only cards in hand.
wildfire.
Just keeping them revealed.
No, we have 2
I'll put
wildfires.
one at the
Yeah,
bottom, one on top.
and then I can Kano this
Kano will resolve.
potion.
On paper, nice.
Alright, we will go to blocks.
I should just block with the. At least those go into my stack.
Guarantee the 2 cards that go to the bottom.
Yeah, they're not bad ones to have. I will have the eye there with them though, which is a little
Alright, oh,
unfortunate.
these 2 will go to the bottom in that order.
So we'll know after blazing though it's an eye. So after floodgate, 3 blues, swell tiding,
We'll attempt to pass.
then it's overflow, blazing, eye. So let's see here. Let's count our stack real quick. 2 blues, 2 wildfires, a blue, floodgate, 3 blues, swell tiding, blazing, no, overflow, blazing, eye. Our stack is 13 cards at the moment. There's all our other potions that we needed. So here, realistically, block 6, play a potion, arsenal a potion.
Nothing on ice.
Yeah. Until we get,
I will play Winter's Bite again. Putting that Frostbite creation.
I'll probably just discard that
I'll get the
Inferno.
frostbite.
Use the Frostbite. Target here discards card unless they pay 1.
And then not block any attacks that come through, so that way I can pitch the lessons to play one of the potions.
That's always
Because of the
annoying.
frostbite.
Regardless, I'm down a card, it's whether or not I want it in the
I don't
stack.
need this in the stack, so we can just discard it. Lessons would be okay in the stack, but we'll want to pitch it to play the energy.
Again, I will use Sludge Vandalheim, pitching Falling of the Crown and Frozen to Death for 6.
Block 3.
I didn't need to block it. I could see why I wanted to, so I could take not 6, whereas I'd just be down to 15. I need to play this energy potion. I shouldn't pitch a second energy potion. I honestly think I should have just taken the 6 so I can play a potion, arsenal potion, because of the frostbite.
Where did I get that frostbite for?
And then I'm realizing, wait, yeah, I have a frostbite, so
Jarl's ability. Jarl ability.
now I'm a little upset because I know that I have to pitch this potion to play a potion.
I should play good cards, right?
I honestly, I don't want to. It's gonna just keep happening.
Should have kept the lesson so I can arsenal this one. And then Waning Moon it. I do get the Waning Moon, which is okay.
Just thinking how I play this.
I don't like this, what I did here. That's unfortunate. So we draw up, and they activate ice. We have a blocking hand, honestly. I'd block with 90% of this and arsenal the swell tiding.
Again, activate Winter's Bite. Getting pretty lucky with that draw.
Uh, this one I'll pitch, because that's actually not a bad one in the stack.
I'll pay the 1 this time.
Okay. Then
See here. What do they attack?
Vandalheim for 6.
6, yep, just block with those 2, keep the swell tiding and arsenal play later.
Well, I guess Pommel wouldn't make me discard. So
Yeah, I keep seeing suspicious at 2 floating, but it's only on the hammer, so it's not a big deal.
I will.
I do like keeping the swell tiding,
Nothing on in.
because we're not trying to fix the stack. Realistically, I have 13 cards.
Alright, I'm gonna hold on to that frostbite because I assume it's coming back. It's all just because I'm gonna pass turn.
pass the turn? Okay.
Smart,
Unless
smart.
you got anything going on?
No, I think.
Yep, our stack is a little bit thicker. I'm not going to memorize anything else because after those first 13 cards, if we don't get them through the double wildfire, it's going to be a little rough. So that's our second blazing. I'd like to get it into arsenal.
Oh, see,
No
I
frostbite here, which is nice.
I was mistaken.
They don't let me run 9
Just
copies
sledgehammer. I'd block if I can see the colors.
White, blue.
The non-blue, so I'd block with the overflow and the
You can play the other
arcane
colors.
twinning here, so we can keep gaze the ages to pitch to winning moon.
Everybody just discards. It's not fair.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
thinking
depends on the
I'll
deck.
have this. I'd rather have gaze the ages at this point in the stack opposed to another overflow. As yes, there's a wildfire relatively close to it in the stack, but I'm not thinking that I want to play that far. I want to kill them on the double wildfire turn. So I'd rather have gaze the ages. I guess if I don't kill them, overflow is better. So
Pitch more if I wanted them down there.
yeah, overflow is better in the stack. That close to the third wildfire.
No tunic.
But again, I'm hoping just to kill them on the double wildfire. Swirl
One
tiding
floating.
into
I'll send 5.
nothing else.
Ponder.
Because we're gonna
And it has to go
arsenal
5.
the
Unless I'm on
blazing. We
critical
can
threat,
arsenal
which I don't
because
usually have
our
often.
boots are still alive. If they had destroyed the boots
One
instead
hand
of
pressure.
tunic here, I would have to play around a second stack.
AB3, browse the ancients.
Because our arsenal is dead.
And I'll go to pass.
And we're just hoping that they don't get any other minus
Yeah,
counters
the
on
only
us.
foil I'm missing from my deck is tunic and the new amulets.
Yeah, talking about how my
The
deck
amulets
is
are a little
mostly
expensive to
foil.
because they only have the full arts.
We're at 13 cards. We should be hitting stacks soon. We have our spindle. Our second spindle.
I wish they made rainbow
Third.
foil versions.
Yeah, true.
If I get my hands on them, I'm
So
still
with this hand, we know we are trying just to get the stack as fast as possible. I would just block
it's just gonna be more
with Sonic Boom and a blue and just cast Spindle
painter's tape to line up that line perfectly.
Heart of ice
if
again.
possible. Heart of Ice, nothing on Heart of Ice. If we get to keep our hand, Pledge for 6. So just block with the 2 cards. I guess I want Sonic Boom in my stack apparently. I guess I'm thinking for second cycle or third cycle at that point almost.
Ice. Right? You didn't play nothing ice?
Yeah. I should have, just in case of ice, I should have kept the blue over the Sonic Boom
4 on hit opt.
because of the ice. But I guess since I saw no ice, I said I could block blues. I don't want more blues in my stack. I'm just looking for valuable cards at that point. But either way's fine. But you can hedge the bet for like an instant ice card.
My arsenal, absorbing all 4. One loading vengeance.
Yeah, you're good.
All good?
Okay.
After I draw
Arcane
see your
Seeds
grave
was
afterwards.
played. They don't want me to get into my stack too fast. I'm looking at what cards they've played. I obviously didn't even get them on camera. This is why I'm going to go back to my previous setup. Let's see what we have. I can't see the cards yet. We have deal 1 damage. Looks like another Gaze Age, another Swell Tiding. So I'd like to do block 2 cards. Alright, so I've Gazed the Ages. Sounds like Tyler talking as one of the judges. I don't.
He traded me these boots.
Did you?
Alright.
He traded me these boots.
Alright, so we're seeing blocking with 2 cards. Fortunately, that we can't see that well. Looks like I'm blocking with Gazy Ages and Floodgate Blue. Floodgate Blue is the only floodgates I'm running in the list that I was playing. Looks like I had 2 floodgates in the hand.
There's a Dio player that keeps killing me though.
Yeah, freaking Dio keeps knocking me out of top 8s. Okay, so it's back to us. We should just send Swell Tiding. We got nothing else going on. Another 5. Trying to get them down to sub 30 would be awesome.
Where'd my water go?
I lost my water bottle for a hot minute there. We'll fast forward. We got them to 26. So of the 5 they took, 4 of it. So their hand was fairly red, it looks like. And we should be at stack soon. There's our that's our third blazing.
But it is still both of them.
So with this hand, I would honestly just block with the red cards and send spindle, because we're just trying to opt through the deck as much as possible. So block with blazing, because we have blazing in here. I don't think we need double blazing. It would be nice with a deja vu potion to hold on to it. If we get the option.
Well, I don't get to choose what to hold on to. I can get an option.
It sounds like they're sending Oaken Old.
I'm blocking 3
Dominate.
for sure.
So
And it's random 2, right?
Random 2, yep.
yeah, it's Oaken Old. So they get to pick the 2. So we didn't get much of an option. I think Black with Spindle is the best because we can't guarantee that we'll be able to cast it, especially if it gets sent to the bottom.
No, it's +2 dominate.
Oh, +2, that's right.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I just forgot we didn't put dice on it, so I'm taking 6.
Oh,
So yeah, 6.
I forgot how much it comes through because
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Sure, yeah. Or we could also just roll to see which one you keep.
yeah, we're deciding
That's easier, yeah.
which card I get to keep here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get to keep that, which is Flare, which is okay. It's not exactly the one I would have kept if I had the option. I would have kept Blazing. So I would have double Blazing into a double Wildfire potential. Our turn is simple, just pass. Whereas we don't have Crucibles, so we can't just pitch it to cycle our hand. And then we are, like I said, we are relatively close to our stack. Oh, fuck yeah. We got 2 more items that we want to play. We want to play the Imperial Edict so that we can name Arcane Seeds. From here on out, if it's not an Earth Hero, I'll be playing. It's hard to in Verdance. I don't know if I will be naming Arcane Seeds of Tomorrow, sorry, or Arcane Compliance, because they're playing it in the Verdance mirror. With this hand, we have 2 non-blocks. And if they give us an ice card, I'm gonna need at least the yellow to play that. Yep. So I'll block. I should block with the flare. And for the flare, if they attack, then play. I'm probably gonna play Imperial Seal. I could honestly pitch the energy potion as well, so I can block 6 because I'm at 12. I'm a little low. I think at 2 energy potions I'm fine. And at least with this one we can Waning Moon as well. Realistically, it's hard to decide which of the 2 to play. I think since they've shown they have at least one.
Imperial Edict.
Oh, can you take damage from
So, yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Take the 1 in before it disappears, yep. And then I paid for it.
Yep, and I don't have enough Waning Moon because that cost me 2.
Are you familiar with Imperial Edict?
I don't have enough for Waning Moon. I need to take that down back home.
Destroy it, and then name a card. You can't play the named card.
Okay, sure.
But it doesn't have Gogan on cast.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Only on
Yeah, explaining the cards since not a lot of people are seeing it in the matchup at the moment.
No.
Oh, okay, okay.
So I don't get to look at your hand, but realistically, I'm only naming 1 card.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
No, it's a
Yeah, I'm just can't Waning Moon. I only had 1 floating because that cost 2 of the ice.
Some people are like, oh, once you break
I think most people should be running it now. Let's scooch forward a little bit. Nope. Alright, let's see what we draw up into. Like I swear, our deck should be close. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. We drew both the wildfire, so we should know that it was since we drew 4 cards, it was blue, wildfire, wildfire. So we're there. Now we're at. There should be a blue card on top, a floodgate, a blue, then the Eye of the Athena, or Will of Arcana. I think I mixed it up. I thought Will of Arcana was second, but we're essentially at stack. So it should be a blue card, and then it is Floodgate. And then there's 3 blues, but 2 of them we'll draw off of. I think I'll probably just pass. I know there's a blue here, so I could block with... I want to keep the Bubble Wildfire in case of a potential Oasis Respite as well. I could block with the Prognosticate if I needed to. It looks like I'm confident that the one Wildfire and the Imperial Edict is good enough for Arcane Seeds.
I'll block 6.
Yep, cool. That's
So
it. I will.
that since we have Imperial Edict, I know we're going to be drawing at least one blue for sure, and Floodgate. I know, looking back, it's a Floodgate. It'll be a blue Floodgate, so we'll have 4 blues. Gaze Ages being one of them. Unfortunate cop card after that is going to be Will. I should.
On my turn. Seeds of Tomorrow.
Seeds of tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Technically
Name.
has go again,
Yeah, let's go.
but I'm just gonna pass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know I'm at stack. I don't want to cast anything else because it should be blue and then blue flame.
Name a card. The name card can't be played until the start of my next turn.
So, looking at the time, we are essentially almost done. We got another 7 minutes, but sequencing might take a hot second. So, let's see what we drew into. It was another blue, and I can't see if it was the Floodgate that I thought it was because of the freaking glare and positioning. I needed to position this at a higher angle.
Mangle and Sledge.
It was not the Floodgate, was it? We had 2 blues.
As it's declared as attack before blocks.
Yep. Yeah, of course,
No Heart of Ice was declared.
I always forget what they're called, so I want to.
I think that's what's called. Ignore me. Ignore
I'm
me.
a layer stack. So then the top part has to be Floodgate because
my judge.
I even remembered it wrong as I was watching it live. I could have sworn it was Wildfire, Wildfire, Blue, Floodgate. But we had 2 blues, so the top card is Floodgate then.
Come up again because I failed the first one.
Okay.
And I'm just talking about my test here.
Particular what goes down there, so I should remember. I should know at least the next 4 cards.
It should be a Floodgate off the top, which is kind of annoying that I got it wrong. There was 2 blues in between. I don't have. I could. Let's see how the sequencing here. If I know that I should do a blind one just to confirm that it is Floodgate off the top, and I shouldn't put this back on top. I should discard this to amp if I need to, but actually, let's see. We should do the blind one to guarantee that it's Floodgate, just to ensure it.
2 cards, none floating.
2 cards, no float. No heart.
AB3.
They're on AB3, so we get Kano.
1 on the stack.
Should be Floodgate. I should do the blind check here to guarantee it, and then after that I knew there was a gem. And I can just do the blind one here, get the Floodgate, and then we can flip afterwards. Get the Floodgate out of the way.
We'll let this one resolve.
Yeah, Flood, just to make sure we know where we're at in the stack. No, okay, there's... Where am I at in the stack?
If I'm correct, it should be a blue Floodgate. Yeah, okay.
So I had Wildfire 3 blues? That was just 1.
Then, okay,
Damn,
then
okay.
I do know at least the next 4 cards.
I think I know it. Now at this point, I don't know anything. I'm hoping the gem is next.
Then we'll Ragamuffins in response.
Hopefully it's... honestly, if I think it's gem here, I know it's not now, because it's the... Yeah, see, it's not. The next card under here is a gem.
Then we will let Kano resolve. We have
So I should not put this stuff on top yet. Which is kind of annoying resource-wise. I was hoping to get a gem. I did not think there was this many blues in between them. Interesting. Like, looking at this when I was playing it, I thought, okay, cool, I had Floodgate gem, but it was Floodgate blue gem. Even looking at live, remembering your stack is hard. So let's see how we sequence this. If I have no resources floating, we have 2 energy potions. We'll have 1 floating on this. We have no buffs at the moment. So I can only buff this up to 5 on their AB3 and 2 goes through. So I have 1 floating.
That'll be 3 resources for paying into Metacarpus.
Oh yeah, I do pay the
So
Metacarpus.
Wildfire will be for 5.
Which is okay. 2 gets through is all we really need because they're at 26.
So everything else.
Um,
so
here I should just Floodgate draw.
Purposes keep track, and we know Wildfire buff is for 2.
Yeah. So if we Floodgate should have 3 blues underneath it. One of them being a gem.
Do you have any responses to me breaking potions? So I'll just go up to 4 resources.
Yeah, just shortcutting there, so I can just go up to 4. We'll go down to 2. Here I know I'm gonna draw 2 cards, so I should Metacarpus as well. Go down to 1 resource, drawing back up to 6. I don't remember what the third blue is. Probably just another zap, honestly. After we draw up, we can also just
three resources.
sift
We'll go down
these
to,
two.
One floating. This will come in 2 plus 1, so it'll be +3.
Did I take the 2 from this?
From Wildfire. 26 to 24.
Yes, I did, because that was the
Yeah, because I dealt nothing the turns before. So we're just making sure our life totals are accurate. He wasn't keeping track on his end. That's why we have the rule of 2 for life tracking. And major events, both opponents need to be track of life, so there's any discrepancy, we can backtrack it.
3. I get to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, with a buff of 2 on 8B3 potential is a little scary. That's why I had a Metacarpus coming in for 4 so that I can guarantee the damage, because on 2 it'd only be for when it matched. So there's our gem. And there's Overflow, which is what I would like to cast as well. I don't know what the other top card is, but we can guarantee the top cards of these with a Potion of Deja Vu. Whereas here I can do like Kano, Potion of Deja Vu, get the overflows.
So I put my pitch back on top.
So if I were to stack it, Overflow on top, Prognosticate, Gaze, and then the other 2 so I can get rid of them and have 3 optings. Yeah, so it'd be like Overflow, Gaze, Prognosticate. So I can get rid of these 2.
Yes, they're a bunch of zaps, so it doesn't really matter the order, but
it kind of does, because that way we can get opt those 2 to the bottom. I guess it doesn't really matter which order the Prognosticate comes after the Gaze, because I can Gaze the Aegis, opt the other 2 to the bottom, Kano the Prognosticate, see what that card is. I know it's a blue, but I don't remember what kind of blue. Like, is it another Photon Splicing, which shouldn't have been in the stack? We should have discarded it.
Gaze the Ages.
Why'd I put Gaze the Ages over top of the Overflow? I'm being such a weirdo about this. It should have been... Again, I guess I've got enough resources to do both, so either way is fine. I prefer just Overflow and Gaze. So here, it doesn't matter sequencing. Gaze the Ages go back to her hand. We can opt the other 2 to the bottom. Here, we're going to get 1 resource back. I would like to keep that 1 floating for boots.
So coming for 3 more.
Yeah, we should not... yeah, we don't need the... See, here, I wouldn't have done this Kano. I should have Gazed the Ages. But we can do the math as well, if I haven't done it already. So I'll go back to this Overflow. Pull out the calculator, which is what you should do after each card you play of Wildfire and have a Blazing. So we dealt 2, dealt 3, and then we're going to deal...
So amp +1, so coming for 3 more.
+3, so it's 4 coming through because I have no resources. Oh, no. +3, +4. So we've dealt 9 so far. With the Overflow, and then we know that we have 2, another 4. We have another guaranteed 4 here. The 13 damage dealt. They haven't taken this yet, so let's see what they go down to after the 4. And then if they took another 4, it'd be down to 13. So they could kill, so it doesn't realistically matter what's on top at this point, but we should be doing the math with the Blazing. So they're at 13, which is where we had them at here. So Blazing... the Blazing kills. Yeah, and then the rest of this doesn't matter. We can just Photon Splicing.
2 floating.
Which, yeah, we still... oh, no, don't cast that. Don't cast...
I'll put Blazing on the stack. And
Photon Splicing. So we do get the lethal sequencing. You should do the Photon Splicing, then activate Boots, then send Blazing so you don't mess anything up. Yeah, lethal on that. So we had some sequencing errors. This Photon Splicing we didn't need. Honestly, I already forgot there was 3 blues in between the Wildfire and the Floodgate, so I would have messed it up just as badly. We could have reduced it by 1, so there's only 2. We could have seen some slightly different cards. They didn't attack us that often, so blocking was a little annoying, making our stack a little thicker than I wanted. If I had kept the double Wildfire, I think the line would have been just fine. Going pitching Wildfire, and using, because we have 3 deja vus, so we can do a lot of shenanigans with that. Playing also around Oasis Respite just in case I didn't see one, and since I didn't see one, it's probably why I blocked with the additional one. Sorry for the video being so long. So everybody just let me know what you thought I could have done different in this matchup to help this, and I did let them know in the future to target my boots because I was able to hold on to that blazing for so long. Again, thanks everybody for watching. Bye.